Okay, so first of all, in a fraction, which is the numerator, the top or bottom? The top, so then the denominator is the bottom. Okay, so if I was to write this as a unit rate for the first one, I would have 605 miles per 10 hours. I want to know how many miles in 1 hour. So I would take my numerator and divide by my denominator. So when I take 605 and divide by 10, which do you get? 60.5. So that would be your correct answer. Yeah. So Michaela did it fast because she just said, well, I have 1 0 here, so I just have to move my 0 once here. Okay? On the next one, I have 768 calories per 3 servings. So how many calories are in 1 serving of pie? So I would take my top number and divide by my bottom number. So we're going to do it the long way. How many times can 3 go into 7, Jack? 2. 2 times 3 is?
6.
6. Subtract, I get 1. Bring down my other 6. 3 can go into 16. How many times, Dalton? 3 can go into 16. How many times?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Okay. 4.
4 times 3 is?
12. Oh, wait.
12. Can it go in there more? Okay, how many more? 5. 3 times 5 is?
15.
Subtract and I get 1. Bring down my 8. How many times can 3 go into 18? And you get 18, therefore we're done. So what is it?
256.
Calories per serving. Okay, then the last one, you have 192 students in 6 hours. So I would put 192 over 6. I want to figure out buses. So I want to figure out how many students fit in 1 bus. So I would take 192 and divide by 6. Dalton, put the calculator away. Adriana, how many times can 6 go into 19? 3. 3 times 6 is? 18. Subtract, I get 1. Bring down my 2. How many times can 6 go into 12? 2. So it would be?
32.
You could just do 32 times.
Yeah, and you get 196. Check your answer. Questions on unit rates. Those were things that we did in 6th grade and in 7th grade. You did not like them, but you still have to do them. Questions?
Unit rates are a lot easier.
What?
But unit rates are super easy.
Yeah, after you practice them a while.
I think.
Top. It says to find negative 15 minus 8. We liked to rewrite these as adding because we can add better than what we can subtract. So if I was to rewrite this, I would say it'd be negative 15 plus a negative 8. If I have 15 negatives and 8 negatives, how many total negatives do I have? Negative 23. Questions on that one? Okay, on 2, what would I do first to solve 11 plus 4 divided by 9 minus 4? Got to figure out what your top number is, right? So 11 plus 4 is?
15.
And then I got to figure out what my bottom number is. So 9 minus 4 is? 15 divided by 5 is?
3.
Questions on either of those?
No.
Okay, I want you to do that quick check. When you're done, stand quietly, please. 1 through 12. Clear.
I would.
If we disagree, make sure we stop somebody so that we can help fix it if needed. We'll change it to the pen.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so we made that into a smiley face.
Whoa, hold up.
So he got 9. Do we agree?
Yeah. I agree, but it's got the parentheses. Nope, doesn't matter.
That just means you're taking away a negative number.
Wait.
9 is correct. Oh, that was a hard one, Bailey.
I know.
Do we agree with Bailey that 2 is correct?
Yeah.
-7, do we agree?
Yep.
Okay.
7.
No.
Number
I
4.
don't need the pen.
He got -4, do we agree?
Yeah.
Yes, so we can make a smiley face on that one as well. Ooh, Jack got a hard one too.
Come on, Jack.
Is he right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay, 6.
Oh yeah.
He said it.
-2. Do we agree?
Agreed.
Everyone likes
So you didn't write it on the line.
Oh yeah. An audible.
Okay, let's have a hard one too. But then she reduced it, so she got 4/5, and that can be simplified to 2/5. Or she wrote it as a decimal as well, which is the same as 4/10.
5.
Number 8. So if you didn't reduce it, make sure you reduce it.
This one's easy.
Well, you solved it. Oh, as a decimal? We got 3/4. Do we agree?
So fun.
3/4. Okay, next one. Ooh, you wrote it as a decimal. So we got 2/10, which is the same as 1/5, because you can divide both the top and the bottom by 2 to get 1/5. What'd you get?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Do we agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
-2/5. -2/5.
My negative's kind of messed up.
Which is the same as -4. And then Bryn got -2
Those are really tiny.
thirds.
Yeah.
-2 thirds. We agree. Woo.
Sorry.
Because when you take 1 minus 5, you get -4. And then over 6, that can be simplified to -2 thirds. Questions on any of those?
No.
Not yet. Okay, go over to the next page. For us. Music.
Marcus can download 2 songs from me each minute. This is shown on the table below.
Okay, so time is represented in minutes, and it's our X value, and then the number of songs is our Y value, and that's that second row. So we need to compare the change in the number of songs Y to the change in time X. What is the rate of change? Okay, so up at the top, your X's go by what?
Once.
They always increase by
1.
1, so +1. What do my Y's increase by?
2.
2s, right? Each time?
Yeah.
Okay, so it said to compare the change in Y, the number of songs, so our Y is 2, over our change in time X, which is 1. So that is our rate of change, 2 songs per 1 minute.
Really?
I would label them as well. 2 songs per 1 minute. So, Tristan, you have 1/2. Is that the same as me?
Yes.
Yep. 2 songs per 1 minute, because it said Y first, then X.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Plus, you wouldn't really measure it in minute per song, right? It'd be song per minute. Daniel. Questions?
No.
Okay, so then on 2, you need to graph the ordered pairs. From the table on the graph shown, label the axes, then describe the pattern shown on the graph. So, which is your x? Show me with your hands. This one or this one? Which is your x-axis? It's this one, right? It's your horizontal. So what was our label for our x's up top in that table?
Minutes.
It's minutes, right? And then what is our label for our y-axis? Songs. So when their y was 1, what was our x?
2.
When our
You mean the
okay, we could go x. So we have 0, 0, right? And then my next one was 1, 2. So I'd go over 1 up 2 to graph that in the table. Then my next one would be 2, 4. So I'd go over 2 up 4. Then my next one would be over 3 up 6. And then the next one is what? Where's that at? 4, 8. 4 and then 8. Okay, do you notice how you have a straight line? That shifted in. But you have a straight line exactly, right? Because it had a constant rate of change. It always increased by 2 minutes or 2 songs per minute. It just slid it over when I clicked a button. Okay? So if it has a constant rate of change, you're going to have a constant increase or a constant line going up. If you also notice, if we start at this point, so this point was 1, 2, how many do you rise to get to the next point? 2, and then how many do you run to get to the next point? And then you go over 1. Which was also our constant rate of change, right? What we're going to be doing this unit is talking about constant rate of change, slope, and a couple of other things, and linear proportions and linear equations. So questions on this so far?
No.
Okay, your homework then